Hello everybody, it's me, Justin, the android sent by CyberLife. And Happy New Year. Yes, also I'm Kid Keroro. Hi, I usually don't use my real name, but it's Justin. Hi. So, since it's New Year's, I figured I'd do something that I wanted to do for a while. Other than drink this tea out of my favorite cup. But we're going to be cooking dinner. So welcome to Cooking with Keroro. Now, I usually cook right before my fiance gets home. Right now, it is 8:50. She usually isn't home by about 10:30. So that gives it enough time to be cooked and ready to eat by the time she gets here. Now, I'm going to run you guys through what I'm going to make. So, what I'm going to be making is rice with some plátanos, stir-fried vegetables, throw some pepper in there. Now, for me, I have over here, you can hear that, some delicious shrimp. I like shrimp. She's not the biggest fan. So for me, I have shrimp, and for her, some shredded chicken that I had made earlier. But don't want to waste it, so I'm going to use it again. I didn't close the cabinet. Let's start. First thing we're going to do is prep the rice. Now, because it's only a little bit of people, it's just me and her, I usually do a small amount of rice. Don't want too much. Because rice actually expands in water, if you didn't know that. A little trick that my grandma taught me was that as you're cleaning the rice, to make sure that the right amount of water is in it, you want to go one line of your index finger. The tip will be touching it, and you want to go one line. I usually do a little bit under because it's not a lot of rice. This helps because after the rice is like fully cooked, you leave it uncovered and it will dry out, crisp, and be really yummy. What we call it would be pegadito, or the crunchy rice on the bottom. I don't know if it's the right word. That's what my grandma always called it. So, it would be the crunchy rice on the bottom of the pot that you scrape up. It's usually orange or so. Unless you burn it, then it's black. So, on to the next part. Another important thing to do with the rice is you don't want it on like ridiculously high temperature. Like at all. So I'm going to start it off at a nice medium temperature. On the back. You want to throw a little bit of salt in there for flavor because rice itself is kind of bland. It's white rice. There's not much flavor to it as by itself. I'd like to do a nice little, it wouldn't be a dollop, but a like small palmful of salt. That's it. You can do a little bit of oil if you want to make the pegadito. If you don't, just don't add some oil. Pretty simple. So, while that's cooking back there, we are going to be working on the shrimp. Now, this pan over here, is going to be for the chicken. Since I have a little bit of shrimp, I use a little pan. I'm going to set it, I like to cook my shrimp, a little bit of a higher heat. I like to watch my stove get red hot and look like it's going to blow up. That also means I'm going to get burned very easily if I'm not careful. Now, she likes to remove the tails. I really don't. But in case she does want some, easy, just boop. Tail gone. I actually almost every time when I deshell shrimp, I always rip off the tail, and without fail, hopefully this time I won't, as I'm explaining it to you, I will accidentally switch the two and throw a tail in here and throw a shrimp in the garbage, which that's big. That's a bit of an oopsie. After you de-ship, it's not hard to take them off either. You just grab by the end and boop. Now after that, the pan's heating up pretty nicely. Now this is the way I like to cook my shrimp. You might want to cook it a little bit differently, but for one, I like my shrimp spicy. So what we're going to do is I lost the butter. I'll just open a new one. I had a stick of butter, but I lost it. So, just throwing a nice chunk of butter in there. And while that melts up, which since it's on a nice high heat, it's actually melting kind of quickly. Just spread that around in there. Grab a nice spatula, get that ready. Now, what I like to do with my shrimp is put a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of chili powder, not too much. And because I'm crazy, and sadly I don't have hot sauce, I like to throw a little bit of jalapeno in there. Huh. Guess I don't have it anymore. Oh well. Thought I had some more. So, this nice little concoction right here, just gonna stir it up. You want to get them nice and coated in there. Want to have them a nice. There you go. They're gonna change color a little bit. They're gonna be a little bit darker. The thing is, when you cook them, they will look a little bit burned as well, but they're not. It's just from the chili powder. Up. Well, it's nice like this. There we go. Look at that. Now, keep a nice, you want to keep an eye on them. Ow. They're also going to pop. Fair warning. So sadly, I didn't notice, but I ended up losing the footage for the shrimp. So, just simply put, I put shrimp, lemon, butter, and a little bit of chili powder. Fried up my shrimp, and now I'm setting up the vegetables and chicken. Now, the way she likes her vegetables specifically is we have these little stir-fry vegetables. I like to butter up the pan first. There we go. Okay. Nice and calm on there. Pretty simple. Soy sauce. Get all of it. Broccoli down. It smells awesome. Now, since these were frozen vegetables, I'm throwing them in first and having them thaw out and kind of cool, like, well, not cool because they were already cool for quite some time. Letting the vegetables kind of unwind, I guess. It's very much the wrong word, but you know what I mean. I'm letting them thaw, soften up before I throw the chicken in. Let me cool down the flame, which isn't a flame because it's actually an electric stove. Just gonna cap that for a minute. Now, when that happens, let's check up on our rice. Now, these two pots are nonstick. So I can't use metal on them. That's why my spatula is plastic. I have a metal. But since the rice pot is cast iron, this is my lovely little spoon for it. You always want to stir rice from bottom up, or else it will cook uneven. You'll end up with like rice cooked on the bottom and not right on the top, and it's not too good. I'm turn up the heat a little bit on the rice, not by much, just a good amount, and then we're gonna cover it with this lid here. Now with that cooking, we are going to cut up some green peppers. Grab my little cutting board. Don't need that spoon. Don't need that spoon. I'm gonna grab my favorite knife. Where is it? Where is my favorite knife? Oh, it's in the strand. My favorite knife. It's very sharp and very scary, and I love it so much. Let's see if we can get a down image of this, of watching me cut these open. She doesn't like, my fiance doesn't like that I do that specifically, because she's always afraid I'm going to cut my fingers open. But, I also do woodworking, so I'm no stranger to getting cut. I probably shouldn't tempt it though. Nice little amount here. Don't want too much. Nice little off of there. Now we're going to throw this right in. There we go. Now that it's thawed, I'm gonna put in a little bit of water. We want to keep them moist. We don't want our vegetables to dry out. Dry vegetables are not good, unless it's a salad. Because if it's a salad, I guess it's okay. There we go. Now, chicken. The chicken that I made earlier. I made it back at Christmas, and there's last of it. I ended up making 2 whole chickens. I'm not going to use all of it, just a good amount. Since I'm having shrimp in mine, and she won't have any in hers, we just need a small amount. Now, these are some nice chunks, but they're kind of big. We don't want giant chunks of chicken all up mixed in there. We just want nice little pieces. Now, again, I'm cooking by my fiance's preferences. If you prefer bigger pieces of chicken, then keep the bigger pieces of chicken. If you don't prefer spicy shrimp like I did, then, don't have spicy shrimp. Or if you do, make it spicy. Or if you like it even spicier, I suggest getting ghost pepper like seasoning. It works very well, and it is very hot. There is also California Reaper peppers, if like powder, if you are feeling a bit suicidal. If you want to destroy your mouth from the inside out. And there you go. I'm gonna throw in the chicken here. Woo! I don't know how I entirely missed that, but I did. Now look at this. Look at this delicious display here. Now, while we let that cook, we are going to be working on the next part. Because the rice continues to cook as well. Looks like our shrimp is entirely done. Like I said, they do shrink when you cook them. That's why I made like a good amount. That's a good amount to have mixed with some rice. Gonna check on our rice, and we'll get to the next part. Woo! Look at that. Rice is starting to puff up already. Still a lot of liquid in there though. Keep that sucker covered. Now, the next thing we're doing is we're going to be working on the plátanos. Now you want to make sure that you wash what you use before you use it again. Not so much of, I guess, cross-contamination. I guess it would be cross-contamination. That is the right word for it. Because we don't want to mix our chicken with the bananas. Now, I was wrong. These aren't bananas. Very important. This is a banana. This is a plátano. It's a little bit different, both in size, thickness, and taste. But plátanos are sweeter, but they can also not be sweeter, I guess. Cut off both ends. Come on, stupid sticker. The sticker is actually peeling instead of cutting. That's cool. That means I gotta sharpen my knife. Cut it right in the middle. We don't cut it completely, but we want to take it off like it's a coat. Oh. One nice peel slab to the trash with you. Now, you want to cut plátanos. The way I'm going to cook them is I'm going to cut them and then fry them. What she likes to do is cut them, ball them up, and then roll them in some flour and fry them and make banana balls. Oh, the other thing with plátanos. The more yellow and black that they are, the sweeter that they are. That rule also goes for bananas. Actually, the reason that they turn black is because bananas, and I'm going to assume plátanos, don't have, they're essentially, when they're ripening, their banana bodies doesn't say, hey, I'm ripe. No, they say, let's ripen some more. And that's what they do. So the way I cut my plátanos is at an angle. So that we have nice little pieces like this. See, look at that. Doesn't that look yummy? Come on. The other thing is they are very sticky. I make sure to get them nice, and I buy them close to being ripe, but I usually don't cook them for about a week or so. So they're usually very ripe when I cook them. Now we got our plátanos, plain and simple. Let's check up on our little stir fry here. Looks about done. Ow. Just a little more soy sauce, actually. I didn't put any, I only put some on the vegetables, not on the chicken. Oh, nope. That would have ended badly. Get that all in there. We're going to lower it down to basically nothing. And there we go. Check on the rice. There we go. Now that all the water has evaporated, it's starting to stick to the bottom a little bit like I wanted. But not enough to create pegadito, that is. Hot. It's almost done cooking. It's still a little bit moist. So what we're going to do is cap it, let it finish stewing in its own rice juices, and let it finish cooking. If you're wondering what I've been drinking, it's chai tea with milk. Because it's yummy. Now, let's get to the plátanos. Okay, now with plátanos, typically if you're going to fry them, you need oil, which I have. So, we're going to put some oil in a nice sized pan. A good amount. We want them submerged. We do. Fair warning. If you don't like oily food, I wouldn't cook these. They are good. I do not know if you can air fry them or use them, cook them in an air fryer. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I have not tested it. I have a friend that has an air fryer. If it works, and I do test it, I will tell you. But I haven't tested it, so I don't know. But I do know they're A, good, B, they do burn easily. So when you do make them, watch them. Don't walk away. Don't, go to the bathroom or anything like that. If you're going to cook them, watch them, pull them out. That is the literally easiest thing or the best way. Like, it's just the best advice I can give you. Because they do burn very quickly. And even when they do burn, it's just really the outside. The inside is still very moist and juicy unless you let them, A, overburn and then they become rocks, which is anything. Or B, if you let them sit out for too long, you're either going to get two different textures. A, they're going to be very oily and very slimy. Or B, they're going to harden, not be moist at all, and it's going to be like eating banana jerky. That actually sounds pretty good when you think about it, but it's not good. It's really not. So, when you do cook them, at least this is what I do. I grab a plate, 2 coffee filters, and I lay them right on top, flat. That way, so when they come out, I put them right on top, done. And the coffee filters actually absorb some of the oil, and it won't be so bad. So now these are done, and our rice is almost done. Let's crank up the heat on this again. Pop our oil on there. It's also better if you have one of these. I believe it's specifically for pasta, but it helps, especially if it's in oil, because look, it's a little cradle. Done. We'll start with some of the flatter pieces. The first batch is usually the easiest to put in because the oil isn't crazy hot yet. The next batch will probably scream at me and you'll see me jump back. Or if I get burned, you'll hear me scream like a sissy. One of those two things will happen. So I put about 2, 4, 6, 7 in there now. Probably fit this mini boy. 8. Keep it nice and even. They're all submerged in the oil. And now we just wait. Give it a second. Starts to bubble up. Starts to fry. Pull them out. Toss them on here. Hello everybody. Back from the commercial break. Now we're checking back on the plátanos. Or if you can't say plátanos, you can always say plantains. Because it's the same thing. And if it's not, I don't care. Because I believe that they are. Don't ruin what I believe. So, I just flipped all of them. Our rice is done. Our stir fry is done. Well, it's not really stir fry, but still, the vegetables and everything. Vegetables, chicken, shrimp, all done. Also, same little trick. If you accidentally burn rice, not saying I did, if you burn the rice, don't scrape from the bottom. You'll mix the burn in with the normal rice. You can actually get away with it. If while it's drying, you pop an onion on top. The onion will absorb some of it, and it won't taste as bad. It won't taste very burnt. Just pull these babies out. There we go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Very hot. See, I like them like this. They're a little bit crispy, but it's not too bad. Ooh, ooh, very hot. Very cool. So, let's see. See if I can grab this sucker. Eee. What am I doing? We have technology. There we go. A nice fried banana. Now we have the rest of these here. Because I'm horribly terrified, I'm just going to plop them in and run away. Like that. Oil scares me. Okay, now, this time, they're cooking stupid fast. Because these were the first ones, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna bathe in oil. Now, these ones are like, we're ready to go. These ones, ooh, my voice cracked. These are the ones you gotta watch out for. You gotta throw them in, wait a couple seconds, flip them. Some of these are already ready to be flipped. That's how quickly that they're cooking. Banana isn't like a hard thing to fry, honestly. Oh man, these in a deep fry would probably be really awesome, now that I think about it. But I don't have a deep fryer. Eat. Ah! Damn it. Okay, come on. Flip for me. Flip for me. Flip for me. Thank you. Okay, these ones are done. And stuck together for some reason. Okay. You're not fully done. You're delicious. You guys are done. Ooh, excuse me. And done. Ooh, don't jump out of the pan, please. The plate. Done. Done. And there we go. They cook very fast. Now, if you want one not as dark, I made one just specifically to show you. This is what is pretty good. This would be a perfect shade and color. It's not too much. It's not too little. Those ones though would be the ones that get kind of moist and sticky if you left them out for too long. This one, a little bit more. Like, I want to say about 10, 15 seconds more. That one would have ended up being super burned and almost uneatable. They cook very fast. So, that pretty much sums it up for the cooking. Now, for my favorite part, the presentation. Also, it's very hot, so I got some iced tea. Delicious. Iced tea. Keroro approved. Now, for me, presentation is my favorite part. So I got this nice plate. Very nice. Now, first thing we're going to do is throw in some rice. Since this is for my fiance and she's super small, she doesn't eat a lot. Gonna add a little bit on here, a little bit of rice. A little bit of her veggies. maybe a little bit more. She will eat the veggies more than anything else. She claims that eating a bunch of vegetables doesn't make her full. Bah! I say it's a lie. But, whatever. And a couple of plátanos to top it off. I'll give her 5. And there we go. A lovely, delicious plate of dinner. And thank you for being here with me. And thank you for getting ready for a new year, for a new us, and a new adventure with this channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that little bell so you know when, I make anything. And as a last tip of advice for all those chefs out there, please taste your food before you serve it to anyone, because it could look pretty like this, but if you wouldn't eat it, you should probably not give it to someone else. As always, thanks for watching. Keroro.